That's right. Welcome in, welcome back to an unexpected Christmas dip edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do hit subscribe if you haven't yet. I'd appreciate that. Give the video a thumbs up if you should happen to approve of the content upon its completion. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at JKZND4. Emails, alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Always Irish Radio, 312-900-8815. New Year's Day, 10 a.m. Central. If you're hungover and curled up in a ball, give Always Irish a call. Full call-in and chat, pregame show, 10 Central, leading right up to a few minutes before game time. Be there. Make it your morning, okay? So, I hope you all had a blessed Christmas. I said on Twitter earlier in the week, I would be asking for and requiring no presents from Santa Claus because I already got the one thing that has been occupying my brain the most in terms of Notre Dame football for the majority of the last calendar year. So Marcus was delivered under our trees, albeit in a unique and unexpected way. So I didn't ask for anything football related for Christmas. However, I got an extra Notre Dame football gift anyways, courtesy of the man himself, hashtag the Freeman Factor. By the way, the original Freeman Factor shirt. Just want to note that. Anyways, I was reading on an ISD article from their writer, Matt Freeman, a few days ago. And the article was about Braden Lenzy talking about what the bowl practices have been like this year and how the Freeman era practices differ from the Kelly era practices so far. What Braden Lenzy said is music to my little Irish ears. Here are some of the differences Lenzy spoke about. Quote, the practices themselves, there's a higher level of good on good percentage. That has made everything more competitive. Another quote, it isn't just an on-off switch from practice to games. It really feels like we're playing ball every day now. Quote, it feels like we're just playing more football. Another quote, we do a lot more good on good percentage, playing against our ones more than our scouts, our twos, and our threes. That's good for us. Another quote, the high percentage of so much good versus good in practice is a statement made by Marcus Freeman. Hearing all of this absolutely warms my heart. This is the exact kind of vibe and feel and energy in practices that I think it should be all the time. All the time, not sometimes. Think about what Lenzy's saying. Most of the practices under Kelly, they weren't even running the number one offense against the number one defense. He's been practicing against scout team and more twos and threes instead of one-on-ones. How can anybody tell me that is best for the team's overall compete level? How? I don't get it. You ever hear coaches say, you're going to play how you practice? You ever hear me complain over the years, saying in these shows, I don't understand why Notre Dame starts slow in so many games, especially so many that are very important and big in the national landscape. It's not a light switch, folks. You can't take it easy in practice, then turn a switch on Saturday and be a rabid dog ready to kill the guy opposite you. That's asking a lot of humans to be able to turn that switch. You play how you practice. Lose 88 guys that, oh, by the way, won a championship. Those guys used to talk about Saturdays being easier on them than Monday through Friday. They used to say they practiced so hard that by the time the game came, it was a break. It was easier. That's a competitive vibe. Okay. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, John, the times have changed, and, gone are the days where you could beat the hell out of your team Monday through Friday and have them play good on Saturday and all that. Fine. Like, if you want to tell me Kelly didn't approach it this physical and intense and competitive in practice because he, in these days, all these coaches are more mindful about not getting their guys hurt and all that. Fine. You're going to have a much healthier team that has no chance of winning the biggest games of the year. But congratulations, they're healthy. They're not conditioned to be physical or to be killers or dogs out there, but they're going to be healthy. Fine. That's how we wanted to do it. Fine. You're going to be able to win a lot of games that way when you're at Notre Dame. You're not going to be able to get over the hump or win the biggest against the best teams in the biggest moments. You're just not. You're not. You play how you practice. So to hear that it's way more competitive, there's way more bragging rights involved. I saw that in the practices, Marcus started doing little helmet stickers. All of that stuff increases the compete level in those practices. So here's the thing. This warms my heart. I think it's the right way to approach practices at Notre Dame. Anytime you could get our best offense against our best defense, build that intensity, have that competition, have that bragging rights, have the physicality that comes along with it. Think about the difference of what a number one wide receiver has to do to get open in practice against the number one defense and not a scout team or third team guy. To me, this all just seems super logical and sensible as the right way to approach it. So seeing that the guys are reacting to it well, like the competition level, I just think this is one of those tides that rises all ships. And I think it's the right way to do it. I think that the last time anybody at Notre Dame won anything, that's how they did it. So who am I to question that? And here's the other thing. You could say, here's what I'll say. Nobody likes a "I told you so" guy. Nobody likes that guy. But I just keep finding week after week different things to add on the list of things that I complained about Brian Kelly about and was told that nothing was good enough. Shut up and take it. He's won a lot of games, hasn't gotten us over the hump, but you can't ask for more. You're not being appreciative. This is as good as it gets. He's trying the best he can. He's our guy. Support him. That's all bullshit. All of it. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, especially when you fall short of your goal. If you reach the goal, nobody would ask the tough questions because whatever you're doing's working. So all those times that I tried to say there's different ways to do things, I don't like the way this is being done. A lot of people told me to shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. This is as good as it gets. He's our guy. Shut up and take it. No. There's other ways to skin these cats. And in 3 weeks, every single turn I've seen has been for the better, in my opinion, in terms of raising the overall competition level. And that's good for the whole program. So nobody likes a "I told you so" guy, but I can't help it. When I'm right on stuff and now we're seeing these differences, I'm going to call them out. So I love this new vibe, this new energy, this new competitive spirit in practice. I think you're going to see dividends from it. I think you're going to see a different energy level from it. I just think for Notre Dame, this is the way it has to be to get the most out of our guys. I love seeing about it. I love hearing about it. I love seeing the reactions to it. This was a very welcomed extra late Christmas gift. Now, while I love this, I got to see a translation. Right? Like this is all great in theory and practicality and practices. I got to see this energy carry over into ball games, starting with the one in a week. That's the next thing I need to see, is all this energy actually carry over onto the field, not in an uncontrollable manner, in a very under control manner, but with a lot of energy, way more than I'm used to seeing from a Brian Kelly clock in, clock out, just another day at the office type situation. So I'm excited to hear this. Reading the article made me very excited. Seems like the players are into this. They're getting more out of it. The whole program's going to benefit from this seemingly small, but to me, major shift in mentality of how we approach practices. All right. Love to see it. Hope to see a direct translation in evidence against Oklahoma State.